Assalamu alaikum, Brother Bobby. I am trying to figure out where my students are.
Here we go. Walaikum salam.
I'm trying to figure out where my students are. I mean, not one of them.
Okay. Maybe
Um,
it's scheduled for another day or time.
it's, this is bizarre. I realized, like, I knew you were busy, but so let me see if I can just get them on and get them inspired. School is ending, and for some of them are
Right?
three are homeschooled. One is not, and she's not. The one who is not going to be on the night, but the three who are, inshallah, they will be if they just respond.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
You have
and
meetings
where
every
the
Sunday?
parents can, find out. I sent the link to
Mhm.
all the parents,
Okay.
and this is not a good night for everybody. I see. So
Okay. Well, if you decide you want to do it on a different night, that's fine.
yes, sir. I think we might because I don't see anybody right now, and I'm going to be very upset later on. But I'm just not going to show that right now. So yes, sir. Um. Okay. Thank you for coming.
Well,
What happened
so
to my
can I get a little background? So the three children, there's
uh,
three that are
There's
homeschooled.
eight total students. Three are homeschooled. They're all six. The ones tonight, the Sunday schools are for the upperclassmen. They are 16, 16, 16, and 17. Brother Hamza is the 17-year-old, and he is homeschooled as well. He's actually on two online. He's on a online school, and he works full time. And
Wow.
so it's interesting with him, but trying to get him on. Let me see. Did anyone come on? No one came on yet. And they just said,
So
yes,
it's
sir,
Sunday
we're on the way.
school.
So it's
So it's
Sunday and
Sunday school,
Tuesday. It's the way we do it is
Sunday and
Sunday and
Tuesday.
Tuesday. The Sundays, I give them a curriculum on the Google Classroom that takes them about a week to do. So they have
Okay.
assignments, and they can always touch into me and to ask me questions about it. It takes I timed it to be about a week. This week, and I can pull up my PowerPoint to share with you. Hold on a second.
Okay.
So what we're on now. This is the gist of what I do. Okay, let me go back to here. Give me 1 second. And so, hold on.
Somebody
Here we
somebody
go.
just
Can you
joined.
see that, Brother Bobby?
Hmm. You
Okay.
got somebody that just joined as well.
Oh, look at that. Let me see who that was. I don't even know who that is.
It's brother Moto G Stylist or
Who
sister
is
Moto G
that?
Stylist.
Okay, who is this? Who's on?
Naomi, Sister Naomi.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Naomi.
Alex Salam, Sister Catherine.
Sister Naomi, Brother Bobby. She's in the homeschool.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got
Thank
a Moto G also stylist. I like that stylist. That's old school. That's
you.
old school. I mean, I shouldn't say that because maybe he was feeling fresh and new.
She's
But yeah, that's old
16.
school.
It's new to her.
This ain't old hoe.
Yeah.
This is new.
No, but the stylist, the whole fact that you got a stylist, that's old school. You may not know that. So now you're gonna reject it. But no, it's awesome. I miss my stylist. Because
So,
I got it. See, here go my stylist. Here go my 5G. I miss this little stuff. I got a different one now, but yeah, this stylist is life. But yeah, I can't.
wow.
And I got a new one. I got a new one now.
Yes,
Yeah, I miss my stylist though.
Sister Soraya is trying to get on now, she says. So Sister Soraya, so both Sister Naomi and Sister Soraya are homeschool students. And
Okay.
Sister Naomi, I'm gonna show you this, and then we'll get started with prayer first, and then I will go from there. So Sister Soraya is on her way in. She's trying to get on now. She just texted me. So there's four uppers and four young junior classmen, and the young juniors, two of them are in a black elementary private school, and the other two are homeschool, and they are under the age of 10.
Okay.
And so
So
yes,
what's the youngest?
the youngest is 4.
So 4 to
She's
10
sharp.
roughly.
She's very, very sharp,
Oh,
and
okay.
yes, sir. She's homeschooled with grandparents.
Okay.
And all of these are believers' children. So most of which were born in this. I
Very
think
cool.
one was not born in this. Okay, I'm waiting on Sister Soraya. She's trying. She just texts me. I'm trying to get on. Not sure what's happening with her. Sister Soraya, are you on?
No, obviously. She's not in the main room. I know that.
Okay,
I
now
don't know if
she's
she's.
not
I
waiting
don't know if you have a. I don't know if you have a waiting room or anything.
I do
set up.
not. I let them get right in.
Okay.
'Cause otherwise, I never see him. Okay, yes, sir. So we're gonna start with opening prayer, and Sister Soraya will come on eventually, and then I can go through the gist of what we do and go through a quick class. And Sister Naomi can tell us what she's done with her experiment today. All right, let's opening prayer. Attention, prayer. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Surely I am turning myself to thee, O Allah, trying to be upright to him who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not from among the polytheists. Surely my prayer and my sacrifice, my life and my death are all for Allah, Lord of the worlds. No associate has he, and this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. There is no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant, and I have been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults to thee. So grant me protection against all of my faults, for none grants protection from faults for thee, and guide me to the best of morals, for none guides to the best of morals but thee. And turn away from me the evil and indecent morals, for none turns away the evil and indecent morals but thee. O Allah, bless Muhammad, the true and righteous followers of Muhammad, as thou hast blessed Abraham, and the true and righteous followers of Abraham. For indeed in the worlds only thine art praised and magnified. And O Allah, make Muhammad successful, and the true and righteous followers of Muhammad successful, as thou hast made Abraham successful, and the true and righteous followers of Abraham successful. For indeed in the worlds only thine art praised and magnified in our midst. I mean. Okay, so Sister Soraya, get on? No, okay. So Brother Bobby, thank you for coming on. And Sister Naomi, when you get the chance, get on Friday night class and you'll see Brother Bobby when you get on Friday night study class. And your mom gets to see him and everything. And my light went out, so that's why I look like I'm in the dark. My back light went out. So what we do, Brother Bobby, normally with the older ones, we have the opening, and they do the younger ones do a pledge to the pledge to the national. They're learning that, but the older ones already know that, so they don't get that. We always start off with me. Share my screen. You all seeing my screen?
You're sharing it.
Okay, great. Praise be to Allah. Oh, okay, I'm doing something weird right now. What am I doing?
You're moving the picture. You're moving the picture.
That's
in
not
the,
what I meant to
PowerPoint.
do. Yes, sir. That's not what I was trying to do. Okay. All right. So I was trying to go to our slideshow and start from the beginning. Okay. So, all right. So then we do the pledge to the national. Then we go to accept your only be yourself, and they remember that and they go over that. And then the last class before this, we went over sound. And so we were going over frequency and hertz. And they went to a video of Mother Tynetta talking about the 432 hertz and sound. And I played the video. I don't have it embedded here, but we did do the video here and let them hear it on this side. I kind of hid that. So they could hear the video and tell me what they felt when they heard the video. So once they did that, yes, Sister Soraya under her brother's name, but she's there. So I know that's her. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Soraya. I know she's there. Sister Soraya? Where's that brother Nasir? Okay, we're gonna keep moving. So we went over that and we played this for the students, and we asked them, what did you feel when you heard this? So let me hit the play button here. Let me share my sound. Make sure I'm sharing sound. Share sound. All right. So the question was, tell me what you felt when you heard this, and they heard this at top speed.
I'm not hearing it.
Can you hear it?
I'm not. Maybe they are, but I'm not. Oh, you know what? Oh no, yeah, I did be hearing it. Oh, I hear it now.
Okay.
I hear it now.
Okay, so I stopped it at 30 seconds. And I asked them, what was their feelings on this? What did they feel? What did they hear, see, found? What came to mind when they heard the sound? Each one had a different thing that they felt, heard, and sound. So we went over to next Well, we got that. That's out of order. Hold on. Then we went over the science of mathematics and music. That sound has a color. And the hypothesis, because it hasn't been theorized yet, that sound has a color, and asked them what they thought about the hypothesis that sound has a color. And what is the sound that you hear when you hear certain tones? And we played tones at that time off screen. And then we went to this. This is the most recent. We talked about what the minister said, and then we'll play this clip for you so you can hear.
See, and that's how you make a song live.
Yes, right.
And every word is an atom. Every word is an atom. And what you bring to that word cracks the atom and releases the energy
My
of
Lord.
that word.
My Lord.
So no faker can fake being one with the word of God.
Right.
You will never get the result just imitating.
Right.
You get the result
Being.
being.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so each student gave me their feelings on that. And sister, who wants to volunteer and tell Brother Bobby what you all said last week? Somebody. Never everybody one time, just, you know, crowd the microphone. Thank you, Sis Naomi.
I had said that because I come from a Christian and Islam household, so you know the sayings. When you think stuff and say it, you generally become it because you've been around it and you've been used to it. So you have to be careful with words, or you become like what you've been saying. And so
Say it one more time. Say it, the last part. I didn't hear you.
what you say, you have to watch what you say, or you will become what you say.
Yes, ma'am. Watch what you say because you become
Because
what
actions.
Yes, ma'am. Praise be to Allah.
Mhm.
Thank you, Sister Naomi. And
Yes, ma'am.
Sister Soraya, what were your comments on that? On the minister?
I was just thinking about just about how interesting it was the way he phrased it.
Okay, expound on that for us.
Like saying it's hard for me to put into words, but I like how he phrases just how it's really hard to put into words. It's really difficult to say exactly what I'm thinking.
Yes, ma'am.
There's just something about it that it's just wow, it's really difficult to explain.
Yes, ma'am. It's all right. It's all right. Just we'll let you let it marinate for a minute. And I think you said the same thing last week. You said it's hard to put how you said it. It hits you a certain way. And that's what you said last week?
Yes, ma'am. It's some things I just cannot explain. They interest me. They interest me and I can't explain why.
Yes, ma'am.
It's like I don't even know.
Yes, ma'am. Happens to the grown-ups too, beloved. Yes, ma'am. Praise be to Allah. So from what the minister said, we pulled out the following, which is on your Google Classroom for you all to do. Every word is an atom, so we had to define the atom, parts of an atom, what are quarks, cracked atom, what is the result of a cracked atom. And these are things that you would look for in homework, for your homework. And this would be under your words, your positive words we're going to say that affect you. So from the science we pull out of what the minister said was an atom, talked about the parts of an atom, positive and negatives. The Brother Bobby, the young juniors have magnet kits. So they all have this kit right here, Magnet Lab.
Okay.
And we're working on positive and negative north and south poles and attraction and repelling and the same thing.
Cool.
They heard the same thing the minister said, only we talked about positive and negative and everything. Everybody has a positive and negative side and this kind of thing. So I said, unlike subtract, subtract, like, subtract. And then we went over the next thing was they had an assignment. We have an experiment that's going to take 21 days, and each one is to go and get 2 identical plants. And we only have about an hour. We meet every Sunday, and each one has identical plants. They're going to go get identical plants, and they're going to see the power of words on life. And they watched this video from the Google Classroom. I'm going to play it here for them, just in case someone did not watch it. 1 second. Everyone see the video?
And the leaves are like yellow. I don't think that's good.
11-year-old Samantha Petragli and her mom are still trying to nurse this dead plant back to life after the 5th graders class killed it, and not with kindness.
I feel sad about the bullies plan because I don't like to see anything die.
For her science fair project this year, the Comac girl and her mom bought 2 of the same types of plants from the same nursery. Both were then placed on the same windowsill inside her classroom.
This way it was even. They had the same amount of water, the same amount of sunlight.
The only difference, one was verbally complimented every day by Samantha's classmates, and the other was bullied. Students tracked it all by a checklist.
So the rules were, with bullying the plant, say mean things to it. Call the plant ugly, call the plant fat, call the plant stupid.
The plant that was bullied began to wilt right away, and after just 6 days, it died, while the one that received compliments continued to grow.
If bullying a plant for just 6 days basically kills it, imagine bullying a child.
Last year, the furniture company IKEA conducted a similar experiment as a public service announcement against bullying, getting the same result. According to the Long Island Coalition Against Bullying, 68.4% of Long Island middle school students expressed they were bullied in school. Samantha says she's one of them, which prompted her to do this experiment.
I like that it shows how bullying can wear you down and hurt you and hurt your feelings.
There's no concrete proof that the science project actually worked, but for this Comac family, they're happy it at least served as a teaching tool. Allie Bauman, CBS 2 News.
And we asked the question, yes, sir. We asked the question, we don't believe in a spook God. So we said, now, how did this work? So we said, what is the science behind it? So we went into a video. I found a video where a scientist discovered it wasn't the word, because the plant doesn't speak English, it doesn't speak Arabic, it doesn't speak any of these languages. What was it about the word that made the plant change? And it wasn't the word, it was the vibration that was being picked up. And words are vibrations. And you could tell a child who doesn't know language can tell a negative word from a positive word by the way it's said, and the vibrations, the speed of the sound of the frequency that it's receiving. And all plants receive certain frequencies and sound. So we also went over an experiment. No, I didn't. I was going to go over this today. Was that an experiment is done to see if trees communicate with one another through vibrations, not by our words, but they're sending each other sounds. When one is being cut down, the other knows, and trees can send each other messages, and other things can too without ever making a sound. So we're going through that, and we went. Oh, I'm sorry. So our experiment, I'm moving this over, is on. Can everyone see the experiment? Our hypothesis that's on our Google Classroom, and our students are still doing this. They have about 1 more week left on the experiment. The hypothesis, if exposed to the vibrations of words, plants exposed to positive words will show advanced growth, whereas plants with negative words will show decline in growth. The materials they are to use are 2 identical plants of their choosing, identical water, sunlight exposure, identical distance to the plants cannot sense what the other is saying, so there has to be some distance between them, and plate underneath each plant to catch excess water, because I didn't want anybody to get in trouble. So they were to place 2 identical plants in sunlight in different parts of the house, make sure both plants are exposed to the same amount of sunlight and get the same amount of water at the same time. And they were told last week, those are controls. They are keeping that as a controlled experiment. And those are the controls of their experiments. And of course, they have independent and dependent variables here. And to the positive light, they label one negative and the other positive on a piece of tape. The positive plant, they're saying only good positive words. In their logbook, they're writing down what they said on what days they said it. They are scientists. They have to keep a record. To the negative plant, say only negative things. Make sure you are a good distance from the positive plant so that it does not pick up on the negative vibrations. Record what you said and what days you said it. They're to keep a record for 21 days. And we will check on the results every week. So they got 2 more weeks after this week, I think. Yeah, this is the first week. And so they keep a record for 21 days and we'll check on the results every week. I had the wrong date on there. It should be January 1st. So after 21 days, January 1st, they submit their conclusions report in the Google Classroom. The report should be no less than 3 paragraphs long and no more than 5 pages. They're doing this with the scientific method, which we call IF-CPAC. Identify the problem, formulate the hypothesis, create the experiments, perform the experiment, analyze the data, and communicate the results. And these are the positive affirmations I have them saying to themselves. They should be saying this, striving to say this to themselves every day. This is on their Google Classroom. And this helps them, because especially at their age and what they're surrounded by, the negative energy they're getting about themselves and the media and whatnot, that this will help them to become better selves. And the only person they're supposed to be is themselves. And that, Brother Bobby, concludes what we normally do, but we just take a lot longer to do that.
They're like, we need to do this every time. Let's go fast every
They might
time.
be happy about this, but I just made it quick for you because normally I get them have a lot of input, but I made it quick for you so that you can introduce yourself and tell them what you do and all of that wonderful things. All of that. All those wonderful things.
Wow, I'm blown away. I'm blown away first.
Yes,
It's amazing. It is amazing. Well, let me say, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but He, and Muhammad is His servant. Let me see if you all are still there. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. I guess they're there.
Oh, they done rolled out.
Nope, are you all there? I need a.
No, they over there watching. They over there watching it. They over there watching anime.
I'm just on mute.
They watching anime. They watching anime.
Y'all come off mute, please, so they can hear you. Okay, come off mute. Sister Naomi is the one that says Moto, and Soraya is the one with her brother's name on the face. Soraya and Naomi.
Soraya and Sister Naomi.
Yes, sir. And we usually have Sister Akila and Brother Hamza are the other 2 students that are usually come on.
So Sister Akila and Brother Hamza.
Yes, sir. Those are the other 2. Akila is in public school, and Hamza is homeschool. And Soraya and Naomi are both homeschool.
Okay. Sister Soraya, how old are you?
16.
16. Sister Naomi, how old are you?
16.
16. The magic number 16. Well, I'm 16 also, multiplied by a certain factor that we're not going to talk about. So let's keep it moving. I'm Brother Bobby Muhammad, and I suppose I'm here because I am also a science teacher, like Sister Catherine, and we were blessed to meet in study group, and I learned of her being a science teacher, and I said, at some point we got to get together and work together to serve these students. And it's so wonderful to see this work. Like I said, I'm blown away by this what you all are working on right now. And it's interesting because right now, one of the things that we do, I'm the founder and teacher at Muhammad Online Science Academy, which was founded in 2015. So what year were you all born?
2007.
2007. Okay. So when you all were 8 years old, roughly 8 or 9 years old, is when I started Muhammad Online Science Academy, and it was started. Can I share a screen? I can. Let me do this real quick. I got it. Oh no, you have to activate.
Let me make some adjustments. I think I have to make adjustments. Hold on a second.
Yeah, on the security tab, the little shield, bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, bottom left. That's where I am. And I need to enable. Wait, did it work?
I'll see. Let me see. Yep.
Is it allowing you to do it? Yes, sir.
It's working.
There you are.
It's working. It's loading. Okay. So since I can't see you, let's see if you know how to use emojis and stuff. Can you hit the thumbs up so that I can know that you can see the screen? Oh, they don't know how to do emojis.
There's one. There's
Sister Soraya got it.
Sister Naomi. Do you see it? There she is.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I started this in 2015, and actually I started it. I've been teaching science I'm getting into my 25th year. And I started this in 2015 with the aim of, even though I was teaching in the public school at the time, I started it with the aim of supporting homeschool students of believers that did not have access to a MUI. And that was my primary start, my motive for starting this. And it's interesting because if I go to courses, the first courses that I built were Astronomy 101, you see here up on the screen, and magnetism. They were two of the first ones. So when you were talking about the magnetism,
yes, sir,
kit that you all have, that's a wonderful study. And of course, one of the reasons I built that one first is because all of what we teach of science at Muhammad Online Science Academy is rooted in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
yes,
And those teachings are strewn throughout the material, focusing on the physical aspects of it, hoping that you will also study the spiritual aspects of it as well. When we get into the magnetism, we do a magnet and compass activity to introduce magnetism. Then we model the magnetic lines in 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions. Then I have an interactive computer simulation. And then we go into the nature of magnetism and how it relates to the planet Earth. And of course, it relates to us as well. So what you all are doing with that magnetism is going to be an awesome experience. If you've not yet completed it, it is a fantastic study of information that is directly connected to us. We experience it on an everyday basis. So the astronomy course is actually based on the actual facts, and those facts that we were given by Master Fard Muhammad. And so in that course, the students, they draw the size of the planets to scale, because you almost never see them to scale in terms of size. And then also it's a project. So you actually are going to show where those planets would lie according to their distances if they were at the modeled size. So it's very, very interesting. Of course, we do include Pluto because it is a planet. And that's a very interesting study. I actually have another activity where we go over that through an interactive type of piece with students in live instruction. When I say live online instruction, where the students are able to demonstrate their current understanding of all of that. And then now what we are doing is Allah has blessed us to where we offer science courses to students, believers in particular around the country. And for the last several years, we've been blessed to work with MUI New York.
wow,
And we are right now still working with MUI New York, where we have courses right now. So if I scroll down, so I didn't have to, but they asked me to, because they were using an online resource course for their high school students. Okay.
yes, sir,
And of course, y'all are y'all high school? 16,
yeah,
that sounds like high school, right? So
yeah,
high school, there's this thing called graduation. And so for graduation, you got to have these things called credits,
right,
because you may be wanting to go on to other aspects of education, if it's a college or a vocational school or whatever. And so you have to have a transcript which shows that you've taken certain courses to do this, that, or the other. So the students in New York taking their science class, they were using a platform that the students just hated. And when COVID hit, and I'm gonna go fast because you've been going fast, so I'm gonna go fast. When COVID hit a few years ago, we all started teaching from home. And because I had already had a lot of experience building courses online, because that's what I was doing in 2015, and plus my in-person students, I always had an additional website with material for them to go to either review, or if they were absent, they would go to my website. The lessons would be there to some extent. The only thing they couldn't really do from home is like all of the labs and activities that we did. So they would have to see what we did, set up their notebooks, and be prepared to make it up. But at least they had access to a lot of information. But in coming back that following year, I wasn't ready to come back in person. My mother-in-law was moved in with us along with my father-in-law, and they had serious health conditions. And so I was never really concerned for myself personally. I felt like if I got the vid, I'd be all right. Now I shake it off. But I was worried about bringing something home to them. And so my grandson also lives with us. And so we're the primary caregivers for him. And I was still not sure what the impact would be for him. And so instead of going back, I actually took a position at an alternate school here in our city. I live in Colorado, by the way. And here in Colorado, in the city in which I live, there was a little program. They might have like 90 students a year, like an alternative program. It was a part virtual and a part in person. So 2 days a week, they would come in person. 2 other days a week, they would be online, taking online courses. And like I said, they only had like 90 students a year. But the year after COVID hit, the school, it wasn't even a school, it was considered a program. 1,500 students signed up. 1,500
Wow.
signed up. And so I was actually able to teach from home for that entire year. And so I had like 150, 160 students, something like that. And that's when I was able to work with MUI New York. But for that, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I was able to build them into our schedule. So we began working with MUI New York and teaching live classes. So they would come into the Zoom and we'd do classes kind of like what you all are doing. And that was the start of it. And couple years later, I decided to make Muhammad Online Science Academy my full-time work. And so I left the public school system and am doing this like full-time. And Allah has blessed us. So not only are we working with MUI New York right now, we're working with MUI Birmingham, Alabama, and we just started with MUI Atlanta. And so those are all high school. Well, not all, they're high school and middle school. So some of them are taking high school courses, and the middle school, which is like 7th to 8th grade, that's New York and Birmingham, MUIs, and we do live classes with them twice a week. So twice a week, they come with me, they come to my Zoom, and we go over lessons. I also have a Google Classroom set up, so they have to turn in work. So we maintain grades. So just like what you all are doing, like for example, I have shared my screen. So right here, this is the physical science, high school physical science class, which is this one right here.
Yes.
And then the biology class, that's New York is taking that. MUI New York is taking the biology class. Last year they took high school physical science, and this year they're taking high school biology. So I've built those 2 year-long classes, and the year-long classes are a series of units and lessons that take them through the whole school year. And so at the end of the year, they get a certificate and they get a high school credit for their science that goes on their transcript. And then with the middle school, or when I say middle school, the 7th and 8th graders, so this is their Google Classroom. That's New York and Birmingham. They all come together and we meet, and the same thing. They got assignments, they got classwork, they got all this stuff that they got to do. They got to take quizzes and all that other good stuff.
Yes, sir.
And then Allah has blessed us also to have a younger group of students. And those range, that's why I was asking about the age of those younger students. They range in age from like 7 to 10. We've had them as young as 5, but it's more about what they're able to do more so than their age. You know, like you mentioned, this 4-year-old that's really sharp. So it's like, it's more so that just happens to be the age range. And we have a group of those. These are all students that are homeschooled. They're not connected to an MUI, but they're homeschooled. And that's actually one of our larger classes. Right now we have like 10 in that class. And we meet once a week on Wednesdays. And right now we are studying the science of English lesson number C1. And so, you know, we're working on that. We're on the part where it talks about them, you know, I can hardly believe that unless they're blind, deaf, and dumb.
Yes, sir.
So we're dealing with the propensity and the ability to be able to see. So sight, hearing, and then speech.
Yes,
And
sir.
we just now ordered some kits of cow eyes. So all these youngsters we're gonna be doing a lab with cow eyes.
Praise.
And
Yes,
so like right here, this is the kit that they're gonna get. So they're gonna get this kit. They're waiting on their kits, and we're gonna do an eye analysis looking at cow eyes coming up as soon as they can get their kits. And so we're looking forward to that. So that's a great class as well. So we provide courses, and some students, like there's a student of a believer that is in an area, and they are taking, for an example, the biology course, because the courses, even the year-long courses, can be taken independently to where they sign up and they go through. There's a way to communicate with me. You see this ask for help, so we can still communicate. They don't go into the Google Classroom. They just go through the course on their own. And when they complete the course, they get that same certificate. So there are some students that are just doing that. With MUI New York, Alabama, MUI Birmingham, and did I say Atlanta? Those, we offer live classes along with that, because it's very helpful to have those live classes to support what they're learning, and also to provide some enrichment activities, and also to keep them on track to finishing the course. Because sometimes not everybody works well just independently, you know, and just be able to do it on their own. But to have the live classes, which we do twice a week. So we do live classes twice a week with the high schoolers to help them get through the course, so they don't fall behind, and then aren't able to finish the course during the course of the year, because then they got to finish it in the summer or whenever they finish, but they won't get their credit until they finish. And so that's basically what we do in these courses. Like, for an example, for the biology course, since I'm sitting here, one of the things that we strive to do is, and who is this with the Southwest Educational Center? Who that?
Oh, that is
That's not Sister
actually
Deborah.
the
That's not Sister
Supreme
Deborah.
Wisdom Educational Center.
That's Sister
That's
Deborah.
Sister Deborah, absolutely.
Sister Deborah. She's not gonna let us see it because
Assalamualaikum.
it's Sunday. It's Sunday evening. Well, like salam. I seen the logo
How you
pop up.
doing?
I'm doing well.
Praise be to Allah.
Wonderful,
I'm going
wonderful
on.
to hear you. Huh?
Yes, that's all you're gonna do tonight. But you all carry on, carry on.
Well, you not staying? You sound like you said
No,
it like you
I'm
leaving.
gonna stay, but I'm gonna be in the
Oh,
background.
okay.
Okay.
All right. Is it before? Oh, we just lost Sister. Who did we lose? Sister
Who's
Naomi?
we lose? Hold on, let me see what's going on here. Who do we lose?
Sister Sarai, you still there? Or you sleep?
Soraya?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
All right. Praise be to
Is
Allah.
Sister
You got any
Naomi?
questions or comments yet, Sister Sarai?
No, I think I get the gist of everything right now.
Okay. So,
Is it
so the
we
last.
lost Sister
Go ahead.
Naomi?
Should we wait or just keep
Oh,
on?
no, sir. Keep it moving. Yes, sir.
Okay.
She'll be
So
back.
just the last thing. So for an example, in these year-long biology and physical science courses, whether they take them independently or whether or not they also take advantage of being able to have the live sessions that can go along with these, we make these in such way that we intend for them to be lab-based. And so we have a list of materials that we include in the courses to let them know that to get the best and the most from the course, we desire for you to be able to get some of these materials, and we try to make them, we try to find the cheapest materials to demonstrate the phenomenon that we're studying. And even like, in the biology course where they do the sheep brain dissection, sheep brains are not very expensive, which is interesting. So, so we do a sheep brain dissection. We really go in depth into the structure and function of the brain, but they get these lists of materials so that they can do the activities as much as possible. And if they're not able to do the activities, then the course still walks them through them, and they still learn from them by observation. But ideally, to be able to do them themselves along with the observation and the analysis and whatnot, helps them to get the most from the class. So with these year-long courses, they have that flexibility of doing all of the labs and activities, as well as going through each lesson and each activity that we find in the course. And then again, at the end of the course, they get their certificate, and then they get their high school credit to apply to their transcript. So that's basically the gist of things. And like I said, we've been blessed right now to be able to serve a number of MUIs, and of course, a number of students that are homeschooled believers, students of believing parents. So that's the wonderful thing.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you so much, Brother Bobby. First for the cameo, and then for all of that. So inshallah, Sister Naomi's back. See, her phone goes in and out sometimes. That's why we work with her. She and her moto. Mm-hmm. So yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. What we are now. I just see if I can share. I think I can pull up my our Google Classroom. Sister Deborah, whom everyone knows everywhere, she helped us get our Moodle account. So we're still working to build our Moodle account. We started with the Google account, now we're building our Moodle account so I can get their grades, but their grades are now in Google. And we started, this is our 4th term in service. We started January 15th. Beautiful. And so we started off all at once, and we were all in person at the mosque, at the building, and things shifted and changed. So I ended up becoming a squad leader, and I couldn't teach Sunday school anymore. So now we said, we got to figure this out. And Sister Deborah and her genius said, do it online. And I said, that's brilliant. So we meet at different times. And like I said, my light went out, so you can't see me.
It's all right. No, you're good.
The young juniors, they meet on Tuesday nights. And the reason being is because they can all be on it Tuesday. Some are grandparents, and some, the grandparents, they use their grandparents' Wi-Fi. And the upperclassmen, they meet on Sunday evenings, and because they can't meet any other night. Some of them work, they go to school and they work. And so Sis Naomi is one of those. She's online, she's at homeschool by day, and she works in the evening. So in the afternoon. So we make adjustments. We're refining our curriculum. I think I could share something with you. Hold 1 second, let me pull this up. As how we've done so far. So you'll get an idea. Let me come out of that. So I'm going to share this with you. Which one is this? Muhammad. There we go. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. And then I can let them go, because I know we rushed through class tonight, because really they're just doing their experiments. They're going to tell me how they were doing, how the plants were looking. We're going to go over more details, their homework, and see if they have done that. So I'm going to share this screen with you, sir. And so this is how we've gone so far. You can see how far we've gone. Let's go back to the stream. So we've been on for a while now. That's their experiments. We'll go back a little ways. So they built spectroscopes in the engineering class. We had a little mini engineering class, and they all built spectroscopes, divided the light. We went over, like we saw the connection between light and sound, and we've been here for a minute now. We went over cloning with strawberry DNA. We went over, this is going back, stem cells, genetic engineering, and the human embryo. In the past, we've gone through so many things. Let's see, I can't remember what all that is. But this is where we started with the 10 systems of the brain, and we started to dissect. Sister Maria Muhammad, who's my oldest daughter, she's a neuroscientist at University of Alabama in the Birmingham Mosque, and she helped us with some of these courses. And then we did coding, cryptograms, and cryptography. Went through coding. They love coding. And if I can break down the classwork, and this is the experiment reports and their breakdowns, the written assignments, the video, their practice. They got study guide slides they had to go over, and this is a portion of the Supreme Wisdom that we went over using the Savior's Letter, student enrollment question and answers. They had a third term exam, cursive writing. Some of it, I think I took off. And we went over the astronomy classes. We went over all of the planets as mentioned in the problem book. And we did a comparison between the National Geographic and the problem book. And of course, we went over Pluto, Platoon. We talked about how Pluto got its name Platoon and where that actually originated from. Let me stop that. Why we have two names for it. And all that wonderful stuff. So we've been doing this since January 15th. It's a combination. It was Sister Deborah. I took the Supreme Wisdom Education Central course, learned how she's teaching the orientation. I haven't even gone through 1, 2, and 3 yet. And just orientation with Sister Deborah sparked it in me to do this with the children. And then she's been paying attention, like she says, laying in the background, but she's been paying attention, making sure we're on course. And so without her inspiration, thank Allah, through her, we got this started. She started it in me, and to go back in, because I was in the high school classroom, public school classroom, teaching chemistry, biology, botany, zoology, and genetics. And so it's a breath of fresh air. I was at one of the worst schools in Jackson, Mississippi, and that was one of the best schools in Jackson. I also taught in Oakland, California. So it's been an interesting ride, but I'm loving tying in, Supreme Wisdom into what we're doing, the minister's words, and hearing him speak, or Mother Tanetta speak. They had a quiz, and you saw the 10 systems of the brain. They had to watch that, and they had to watch 15 minutes, and they had a quiz for every 15 minutes. So over the course of the week, they had to watch the whole thing in order to pass the exam. So it was beautiful. We've been doing a good job, and they've been doing really well.
That's awesome.
Proud of them. Very proud of them. They have prizes. They play Kahoot. We gamify the Spring Wisdom. So they play Kahoot. They're very competitive when they all get on there together. You really got to see the young juniors. We've got a little brother named Brother Ziad. He finally beat his sister for the first time. he's 6 and she's 7, I believe, 7 or 8. And he beat her for the first time last week, and he can't stop him now. He keeps talking about it. I see them at the mosque. I encourage them to come because I give them their prizes. The upperclassmen win Cash App. So, they study. They have their Spring Wisdom on hand, like right there. And they get Cash App prizes. The younger ones, they get like mugs or T-shirts, things like that. So, yes, sir.
Very cool.
That's where we are. We thank you for coming, Brother Bobby.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I was available, even though I'm not all together. Got my hoodie on, but this is awesome. This is very, very inspirational.
Praise be to Allah. So at this moment, we got to end a little early, about 10 minutes early. Thank you, Sister Deborah. I know you're laying in the cut back there, but thank you. Thank you for coming on. Like normally we said, we have Sister Nakila. I'm sorry, Sister Akila. And Brother Hamza, Brother Hamza Jr. Originally from Chicago. May know his father in the E-team.
Okay.
So he's here and his mother. So this is Jackson, Mississippi, our startup, MUI.
It's a great start for sure. Wow.
Awesome. Yes, so sisters, who closed us out in prayer last time? Naomi or Soraya or Keela? Which one was it?
Me.
It was you? Okay, that's Naomi. Who wants to do it this time? No, everyone one time, okay. Okay, Sister Naomi, sounds like it's me again. Okay, thank you, Sister Naomi. Close us out in prayer, please, ma'am. Sister Naomi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me 1 second, because I'm still learning it.
Okay.
I want to make...
This is Al-Fatiha, okay?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Here we go.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praises due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, Beneficent, the Most Merciful. Thee alone do we serve, thee alone do we seek your help and aid. O Allah, guide us in the right path those whom thou hast bestowed favors, not the path those whom thou hast brought down out of the head of thy teaching. Thee Allah is one, he is written on thy begotten, and there is none worshipful but thee. I don't think I did it right, but that's...
I mean. Yes, ma'am. Praise be to Allah. You did a good job, Sister Naomi. Praise be to Allah. I'm proud of you. See, Sister Deborah clapping. Thank you, Sister Naomi. Practice makes perfect, and you're going to get it perfect, and you did a great job. Praise be to Allah. Thank you all for coming to class tonight. Thank you for our special guest, Brother Bobby. We thank you so much. And Sister Deborah, who's always welcome, everyone. Thank you so much. And Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam.